Okay, so I got this idea from Silver T68. Basically, you draw your Wings of Fire misconceptions. So I will mention them and link them in the description, and you should probably check their stuff out. But after you finish this video, okay, finish this video first. So I only have 2 Wings of Fire misconceptions. So I asked Tumblr to give me some. So the first one we're doing is this one from Cosmic Menace. They reblogged me, and it says, or no, this was a comment. Anyways, when I first picked up the Dragonette Prophecy, I misread it as the Dragoness Prophecy, and for like 3 chapters I thought all of the Dragonettes were female, and that Clay and Starflight's pronouns were misprints. I also thought that Anemone was completely pink. And this one also says that I thought Sunny was like half the size or less of the other Dragonettes. Not color, I know. I specifically asked for colors because it would be easier to draw. I thought Anemone was pink. That's like another one. Listen, and that one is from Tamahine B. Thick. Oh. Now, I did this one in my video last week, which didn't do too well, but it got a lot of watch hours, so it evens out. We recycle content here at Seeker of Light Studios, okay? Now, there's a lot of Anemone misconceptions out there, probably because her coloring is so different from your typical Sea-Wing. You're just, like, statistically unlikely to get her right. Now, I've said this and I'll say it again. Anemone isn't that bad. Like, you can find a character annoying and have that character not be like the devil incarnate and that character still be well written somewhat. This is how I feel about Maria and Richter, not Marichter, from Castlevania Nocturne, which is why I can't watch it. They both annoy the shit out of me. Anyways, do I like Anemone? No. Do I think that she's evil? Also no. She was an incredibly sheltered kid who got off of the physical and metaphorical leash, then went a little crazy. And I refuse to hate on her for that, because that would be kind of hypocritical. If you know me in person and you interacted with me freshman year of high school, I am very sorry you had to deal with that. I'm very sorry. Except for I'm not sorry to you, ibuprofen, you deserved it. Anyways. Bro deserved that one. Listen, I really like doing this one, okay? Anemone is fun to draw already, like, the superior color scheme. I like drawing the little Vaporeon things at the top of her head. And yes, I did rehearse saying Anemone multiple times in a mirror before doing this goddamn video. Yes, I did do that. It was, I hate her name. I don't think that she's horrible. I fear for, like, the Sea-Wing Kingdom in the event of Coral's death. Now, like, I feel like it would be an interesting, like, realistically, none of them would probably be the best at leading. Tsunami would probably be horrible. I'm not sure if she wants to be queen, but she would be a bad leader. I'm not sure if she would be as bad as Anemone. Anemone still has some growing up to do, but yeah. Also, for the record, I did not have a misconception about Anemone. I thought that she was gray, which, you know, isn't accurate to the comics, but it is accurate to that one, that one piece where you can see her in the Turtles book, yeah. Anyways, it's time to move on because I've been yapping about Anemone as a character for too long. Okay. This one is from Padawan Link. I thought Anemone was a darker blue like Tsunami for a while, parentheses, and didn't even realize she had pink markings, close parentheses. Which, see, anemone misconceptions, incredibly common. Did nobody feel bad for anemone misconceptions? It's guaranteed. But the part we're worried about is, I also didn't realize pineapple had pink and blue markings, so I just imagined him as completely yellow, period. Still kinda do, comma, mainly because whenever I think of him, comma, the first image that pops into my head is a slice of actual pineapple. Real. Okay, I had to Google pineapple because I wanted to see how other people were drawing him. I think this is just like a common fan interpretation because a lot of people draw him as yellow and lime green, just judging by based off of like what I see. So obviously don't feel bad for that. This could technically be canon because, like, he's a rain wing, so he shifts, but I don't really have much to say about Pineapple. He is a character, probably not my favorite character. I mean, obviously, like, a side character, maybe even background character, depending on, like, how you want to differentiate between side and background. But I drew him. He looks nice. I gave him diamonds for his little spots on his side because pineapples have diamonds. And I should know, my dad has a bunch of pineapple plants. We just had to take them inside for the freeze. Which, like, yes, I'm in an area where I can grow pineapple. No, I will not elaborate. And they do, in fact, taste much better than the kind you buy at the store. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, pineapple. Anyways, not much I can say about him. I gave him some lime green edging on his little rough thing. And I gave him, like, lime green eyes. He's very yellow. Which was interesting. I'm not a big yellow fan. But time to move on. Yeah, not much I can say about Pineapple. Anyways, moving on to Fathom. Now, this is gonna be a weird one. I thought Fathom was black. And this was probably just me misreading. I must have gotten him confused with, like, Clearsight or... what was Hope's dead name? Foe Slayer? Or Foe Seer. I think it's Foe Slayer. I might have gotten him mixed up with that, but I thought that he was, like, such a dark green that he was, like, almost black. And I thought this for such a long time. Like, I thought this up until the Wings of Fire graphic novel came out. Now I should have realized it because people are always comparing Turtle to Fathom, but, like, I don't know. I thought that people just drew him as a dark green that's a bit more saturated to help differentiate him from Clearsight and Darkstalker. Like, I thought it was like a Squirrelflight being red. Well, Squirrelflight being red is canon, actually. I thought it was like sort of how everyone draws Clear Sky as cool gray, and everyone draws Gray Wing as warm gray. Even though, like, there's no in-universe. Like, I thought it was like a fandom thing that people drew him as, like, a more saturated green. I was very surprised to see him in canon like that. I don't know why I thought that, but I think it would make more sense if Fathom was so dark that he's almost black, because Fathom, deep sea, black, also good contrast against Albatross, and it would make him look a lot more unified with Clearsight and Darkstalker. Okay. I have very good logic for why I think that he's black. Okay. Also, my trust in the limits of ceiling colors is basically almost out the window because, originally we were only supposed to have like blue, green, turquoise. And that's cool, that's fine. That's a pretty wide range for a Wings of Fire dragon. Okay, other than like the hive wings, silk wings, leaf wings, and rain wings, that's pretty good. Okay, Anemone's pink. She's got pink in her. Indigo is indigo. Albatross is white. Why not have Fathom be black? Anyways, we're gonna, just brush aside the logic, in that because, obviously I think I must have misread, when they were probably describing a Nightwing and I misunderstood it as, it being about Fathom. Whenever I was reading the Darkstalker Legends, most of what I read about it, it was after the hours of 12 because I was a little shit and I thought it was so cool to stay up all night reading, and my reading comprehension when I'm tired probably isn't that great. So it's probably about a Nightwing and I misremembered or misincorporated, but I did have a lot of fun drawing Fathom like this. I like the bright neon yellowish green scales. Yeah. Anyways, last but not least, clay. When I was first reading the Wings of Fire books, I thought that clay was like reddish brown with some blue. Why would you think that, Briar? Well, 2 reasons. The clay around my house is like grayish blue, and I didn't know what the word mahogany means, and I didn't have an iPad at the time, so I didn't have access to Google. I was in like the 5th grade. So I was like, this character's name is Clay. Clay is blue. Mahogany, new word. Mahogany must be blue. See, that's my logic. And you might have been asking, Briar, did you not look at the cover? I did not care about the covers because, I had been previously reading, Warrior Cats, and I knew it was by not the same author, but I knew that Tui was on the team, and some of the Warrior Cats covers really aren't accurate to the descriptions either. Also, some of the Wings of Fire covers themselves aren't accurate. Looking at you, Lost Continent. Okay, I see you. So, looking back, it was kind of like a reasonable thing to assume. I also like that. I like as a headcanon to include Mudwings with a bit more cool colors in them, because Leafwings have some warm colors because of the autumn leaves, and I think it would be cool to have some Mudwings with some cool colors, because I generally nowadays at least, I tend to think of Mudwings as fairly warm. I know that some artists draw them as green, but I personally think of them as pretty orangey, as pretty red, especially because of the graphic novel that depicts Clay as literally just orange with some reddish orange in it, which I did reference the graphic novel in my drawing of Clay, but I do think it would be interesting and good for some contrast to see at least a few Mudwings with some muted cool colors, because maybe sort of like those ducks that have the green near their eyes, but it wouldn't just be like a male duck thing. It'd be it wouldn't just be a male dragon thing. It would be like a female dragon thing too. Both of the kinds of Mudwings could have some bluish or greenish markings if they wanted to. I think it would make for a good sort of fan interpretation. Sort of like how some people draw the Wings of Fire tribes as different intentionally because they do have very similar faces, especially the earlier ones, you know. Anyways, let me know your Wings of Fire misconceptions down below. If you don't have any, leave me like a leaf emoji. Leave me an emoji that is underloved, underused. Okay, leave me one of those in the comments. And
let me just interrupt this regularly scheduled outro to say, guys, 500 subscribers. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm planning on doing something fun, or I would like to do something fun. I'm already planning that PMB, so maybe that'll be like a thank you for 500 subscribers, because I don't think I can handle much more than the PMB right now. But thank you guys so much. That's crazy. I never thought I would get this far. That's like more people than went to my elementary and middle school. Like, that many people are subscribed to me. And I only know about 5 or 6 of them from my school, which maybe like 6 or 7. Doesn't matter. This is amazing. Thank you guys. I love you. Anyways, bye.